Hello friends, welcome to BScAgriculture. If you are coming to my channel for the first time, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So let's move to the video. In this video, we are going to see about the Entomology's crop-wise pest. I am going to cover the pest of wheat as well as Ragi. So let's move to the video. So I have already told you, like the other videos, I am first going to give the name as well as the scientific name and the family and order of those insect major pests present in the wheat. So let's move on. So the first one I am going to describe in wheat or Gugia beetle, where the scientific name is Tanmyces indicus, and the major damage of symptom which is said to be found in the crop, or the adult use it to feed on the leaves as well as the tender shoot of the plants. So they use it to cut the germination of the seedling, which is said to be at the ground level, so which even causes the resowing of the particular crop. So the major damage which is said to be occurred during October and November, which is at the Rabi crops, only at the germination, particularly at the germination period. So while seeing about the biology, they mainly use it to feed on the roots, and they use it to lay the eggs of around 40 to 60 eggs in per clots, even during with the egg period of 6 to 7 days in winter, and they used to have a grub period of around 11 to 16 days. And while seeing about their adults identification, they used to have a brown marking and a broad snout like snout in their appearance, and the pupa is said to have earthened chamber, which is said to be pupated in 7 to 9 days, which is said to be pupation occurs in the soil around 15 to 20 centimeter deep. So the diapers of the larva as well as the pupal stage is said to be happen, so that they can, even the adult can able to emerges in the jute. So the non-selective as well as the non-ventral periods are said to be deposited from the larval and pupal stages, and the management is dust of carbaryl as well as malathion 5%, 25 kg per hectare. And the next one is termites. The scientific name is Odontotermus obeus, and the symptom of damage is the termites which use to bore the roots and stem, and which causes the plant to get dry. So attack may be able to continue to the standing crop also, especially during the periods of drought. The termite is one of the major problem in wheat. And the identification of pest, or so they are said to be a social insect, so we can able to see the termitoria in the field. And while seeing about the particular categorization of these insects, they are said to be having distinct caste like worker, king and queen, and eggs are laid in the soil. So the workers, which are said to be small with 4 millimeter, and have a soft white body as well as with the brown head, which used to infect the field crops present in the wheat crop present in the field. And the management practices we can able to go, or intercultural operations and irrigation before sowing is an effective method, so which used to kills the termite as well as the damage the termitoria in the field. And the field sanitation as well as the timely disposal of crop stubbles and undecomposed plant parts also reduces their civilization as well as their contribution in the field level. And they use decomposed FYM and on composed, which should not be used, so they can able to heaten up the earth surface, so which reduces or kill the termite. And you can also destroy the termite mounds around the field and kill the queen, so it is said to be a useful one. And the seed treatments with the chlorpyrifos at 4 ml per kg of seed is an effective one against the termites. And the next one is armyworms. So the scientific name is Helicoverpa armigera. So while seeing about the damage, they use it to be the pest of wheat after the introduction of Mexican varieties, and they use it to be as very active as the freshly emerged larva, and dull white, the green in color, and the adult are said to be pale brown, which is said to be singly laid in rows. And the damage symptoms are, so these larvas which use to sprint that, like when they are suspend themselves in the air with the help of air currents, they use it to reach from one plant to another, and they use it to feed on the tender leaves in the central wall and then the later one which used to feed on the old leaves and skeletonizes totally. So it is one of the major pests in wheat, and these are said to be known as the voracious breeder, and even they can able to migrate from one field to another. They used to eat away the ears as well as awns and immature grains, and which can able to fully finish the whole crop. And the grown-ups used to throw more fecal pellets, which are said to be the prominent characteristics we can able to identify in the field. And some other things we must need to know about these armyworm are they used to have pre-pupal stages which last around 1 to 11 days, and which used to spin cocoon, and the pupation which is said to be occur in the soil as well as in the dry leaves among the stubbles. And so they are said to be happened with a depth of 0.5 to 5 centimeter in the soil, which and they used to have the pupation period of around 9 to 13 days, and the yield loss is up to 42 percentages is up to recorded in the old white, especially in Louisiana. And the management practices are, so the best management for practices for the armyworms are collecting and destruction of caterpillars, and or else we can able to move for the dichlorvas spray or else the carbaryl spray in the field level. And so it is an efficient method in managing the armyworms. And then another thing we are going to see are the gram pot border, where the scientific name is Helicoverpa armigera. So as I have already told you, the Helicoverpa armigera is an polyphagous one which used to have differentiated host from one another, and they used to attack the pods. So gram pods of the matured wheat grains, so which used to damage more wheat than which used to follows the cotton. So based on their host, the wheat used to have more damage than the other crops. And the management practices for Helicoverpa armigera are spraying of 3 kg of carbaryl at 50 WP, or else the 2 liter of quinpas 25 EZ in 500 liter of water per hectare is an effective one. And the other insect or cereal leaf beetle, where the scientific name is Olima melanopus, and the family is Chrysomelidae. So I have given the pictures of the cereal leaf beetle. So yes, a wheat field which is said to be severely damaged, pictures where they show they use it to damage by feeding the entire chlorophyll content on the leaf. So while seeing about the life cycle, they are said to be around 3.3 to 116 inches long and have a metallic hook. So the adults overwintered in the grasses, which means they can able to sustain from without the host plant in other grasses, and the larvae which used to develop within 10 to 12 days, and the pupation which used to last for around 15 to 20 days. And the management practices we can able to move for cereal leaf beetles or use highly tilled wheat leaves, as well as planting on time is an effective one, and use of high quality seeds recommended at seed rate. And or else we can able to go for insecticide spraying at carbaryl beta cyclothrin, and which used to be an excellent management, and the good residual effect which must be at least 14 days after the treatment in the field level. And the next important pest in wheat or hyacinth fly, where the scientific name is Mytiola destructor, and the family name is Cecidomyidae. So while seeing about the hyacinth fly, which is said to be small with a long-legged two-winged insect which used to resembles like a mosquito. So the female hyacinth fly, which is said to be adult, is reddish brown and black in color, with which is said to be about 1 to 8 inches long. And seeing about the other characteristics like eggs, or which are said to be deposited singly as well as end to end egg lines, and which are said to be veins on the upper surface of the young leaves. And newly hatched larvae are also orange for 4 to 5 days before the turning white. And the puparium, which used to resemble like a flax seed in size and shape once if the maggot transformed into the puparium. And the puparium of the flax seeds, which is said to be located below the young tillers or else in the joint of the older plants. So Hessian flight can be found in small numbers in wheat field at the harvest time. So what are the practices we can able to do for the control of Hessian fly? Or so the rotation of the presence of wheat with the new wheat being planted in or near the crop stubble is to be prevented once if the infestation is found. And the tillage practices, so where the wheat stubbles must be harvested and effectively kills the Hessian fly in the which is said to be present in the stubble by burning them. And the delayed planting, so once if the freezing temperature kills the Hessian flies adult, so which is said to be a traditional method, so until the first freeze, so we must need to stop the planting, so delay planting, or else we can able to go for pyrethroids, so which can able to use it as against the insecticide sprayings, so such as Bathroid Law X, Carrot AZ, and Mustang Max or some of the pyrethroids which can be used in against Hessian fly. And now we are going for the pest of Ragi. So these are the pests which are said to be found in Ragi, and the first one is pink stem borer, as I have already told you, so which uses to enter into the stem and causes dead heart symptoms. And the another important pest of Ragi is white stem borer. So while seeing about the biology of white stem borer, the eggs are which are said to be found in group and grey in color with tuft of hairs, so which was done by the female, so which used to have a tuffle hair surface in the body, and which is said to be similar to that of yellow stem borer eggs. And the larva, which is said to be milky white in color with yellowish head, and a pupa, which is said to be a brownish color pupa, which is found inside the both stems of the Ragi, and the adult, which is darkish brown, and the forewings which used to have white color at their margin. And the management practices, we can go for the white stem borer or spraying of carbaryl 50 WP at 1 kg per hectare, or else we can able to move for methyl parathion at 50 EC 1 ml per liter, or phosphomidon 85 ESC, or else we can move for dimethoate 30 EC in the field level. And the next important pest is cutworms, Lepidoptera exigua. So while seeing about the biology, the eggs are which is to be laid in clusters, and larva which is to be brownish green with wavy line margins in the dorsal surface, and the pupa which is to pupates in soil with the earthen cocoons, and the adult which is to be brown moth with white hind wings. So the management for these cutworms are, so removal of the weeds as well as stubbles after harvesting. You can able to move for the insecticides such as carbaryl for their control in the standing crop, and also avoid green manure and apply FOM to prevent the cutworm eggs laying in the ground level, and release Trichoderma parasite weekly once for every 3 weeks to control cutworm continuously control cutworm eggs. And the other important pest in Ragi is root aphids. So the scientific name is Tetranura nigridominalis, and the symptom of damage is which used to turn the plant into pale yellow and become stunted, and wilting and drying of plants in patches is to be occur. And black ants which used to have show the honey secretion which used to indicate the root aphids. And the best effective management or spraying of carbaryl 50 WP at 1 kg per hectare, and 500 liter spray fluid per hectare is an effective one. And the other insect is a Ragi leaf hopper, where the scientific name is Cicadula bipectinata, and the symptom of damage where the both nymph and adult suck the sap from the leaf and the lower stem. So they are also an vector of Ragi mosaic virus. So it is a picture of the Ragi leaf hopper, and the management is spraying of dimethoate as well as the phosphomidon 100 EC at 0.5 ml per liter. And the identification of these pests or the nymph, which is to be pale green transplant nymph, and the side walks at the nipple period of around 7 to 9 days, and the adult which is to be small brown with shaped adult. And the management is spraying dimethoate 30 EC at 1.7 ml per liter, as well as the phosphomidon 100 EC per 0.5 ml per liter. So I have given the lecture notes in description, so please comment out the video and join us in the Instagram page. So if you like the video, like it and share it with your friends, and subscribe to BScAgriculture and hit the bell icon to get regular updates. So thanks for watching the video. I'll catch up in next videos.